Okay, let's take a look at section 33,000 utilities. So in this section, we're just going to estimate the sanitary sewer. So if we look closely at the site plan here, I've already calibrated things, but I have a 4-inch diameter sewer line. There's a clean out right here, and then our existing manhole is down here. So if you remember from the floor plan, our restroom and our sink is up in this area in the building. So our sanitary sewer from the inside runs from about here down to this clean out. So typically what happens is that the sewer and the plumbing, the building plumbing, are two separate items. And that's what we're looking at here. We're really just estimating from the clean out all the way to the manhole. Because the plumber, whoever does the sewer work for the building under slab, is going to have this roughed in, this 4-inch line, all the way to about 5 foot outside of the building line. So if our sidewalk is 7 foot wide, this is roughly going to be right about 5 foot from the building line, which is the outside face of the building. So yeah, that's what our scope is. So let's take a look at this. Now when I calibrate this, I don't know what's going on, but I use this 40 foot right here, and then when I check the dimension on my sewer line, I end up with 80 foot 5 inches. So we probably end up having, I don't know if those come in 20 foot sticks or whatever, but at any rate, I've got 80, let's just say 81 feet of 4-inch sewer, or 4-inch pipe, according to this. Now, if we go up here, I've got a sanitary T. I'm going to have one of those. So where the T is located, that's the vertical part that is sticking up through the sidewalk. There's a vertical line there. And actually, we need to figure a couple more feet of pipe in for that riser there. So we're going to have roughly about 83 feet of 4-inch sewer line total. So I've got a 45, I've got one 45-degree elbow, I've got a 4-inch clean out adapter, and I've got a clean out plug, one of each. And then we're going to tie into the main. That's a one-time deal. And then the trench for this has to be 18 inches wide, and it's going to be average of 4 foot deep from one end to the other. And so all we're doing here is we're figuring out that volume. So I'm going to have an 18-inch bucket, wide bucket on a backhoe that's going to excavate a trench. And that's it. There's not going to be any benching on this. It's just going to be a straight excavation. And the pipe is going to be roughly, excuse me, it's going to be sitting in bedding, about 6 inches of bedding. So the pipe is laid in at about 3 foot 6 inches deep, plus or minus. So anyway, I've got a trench that comes all the way through, and if I take 18 inches by 4 foot by 80 feet, that's going to get me very close to the volume of this. And you'll have to take that number, divide by 27, and that'll give you cubic yards. And then my backfill is going to be a portion of that. It's going to be roughly 2/3 of that number that you come up with. And then my bedding is going to be the other, almost 1/3. The bedding's going to be sand or something like that supports the pipe while the trench is open. And then finally, the last piece that we have here is our saw cut. So I've got to saw cut the existing road. That's all they're asking for here. And, whatever this, I've got a saw cut on each side. So whatever those lengths are, that's what we're going to have there. So that'll give you a really good idea of how long that is. Now, they don't mention anything about modifying the existing curb. So there's no way that you can dig this without cutting this curb out. So take a look at this note over here on this side. We've got a remove curb and gutter. You know what? If we were doing this, we would remove it all the way down to where this cut's got to come through. It would have to be, you know, from here all the way down to here. So that's kind of really a mistake on the drawing that we just came across there. So I think that's it. And we've got to patch the road, so that's a square foot number. And I think that's about all we have in terms of sanitary sewer work. So, all right, I will catch up with you on the next video.